In this Bible study, I want to talk about, I'm going to call it Take This Cup Away. Was Jesus really backing out when he was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane? A lot of people say that he was backing out, he was afraid, and he didn't want to die on the cross no more. And he prayed, if it be your will, Father, take this cup away. Well, I had a lot of trouble believing that. So what I did was, I had to look it up in all of the four Gospels to see what each and every writer of the Gospels had to say about it. And we're going to pull together bits and pieces from every one of their accounts. And let me show you what I came up with just by reading all four Gospels' account of it. You know, I'm kind of like an investigation and take every bit of everyone's story and match them up and see what we come up with. So let's take it from the book of Matthew. What does it say? Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. This is right before he gets arrested. And listen to what Jesus says here. Jesus is speaking to the disciples. And then saith he unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Now, well, that key word right there is even unto death. Don't overlook that word right there. Jesus is saying that he's actually at the point of death. He's got so much sorrow that he's going to die right there in the garden before the cross or anything. He doesn't use that word lightly like we use it. Like if you do something that, you know, is pretty hard on you, like change a flat tire and you're out of bread and you say, I feel like I'm going to die. No, Jesus literally meant, I have so much sorrow right now that I'm going to die right here, right now. So in verse 39, he went a little further and he fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Not my will, but yours be done. What cup? The cup of death. He's saying, let the cup of death pass away from me. Not the cup of death from the cross, because Jesus came here to die on the cross. He knew he was going to die on the cross. Because listen what he says in John chapter 12. John chapter 12 is before the Garden of Gethsemane. And Jesus is explaining to his disciples how exactly is he going to die on the cross and how he must die. But listen to what he says in verse 27. Now my soul is troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No. But it was for this very reason that I came to this hour. Jesus is saying, what do you guys want me to say? Father, save me from dying on the cross? No. The key word right there is no. He's not going to pray for that, because that's the very reason why he came for. But I want to read it, the Garden of Gethsemane, from the book of Luke, because then Luke gives one little verse of more detail that explains the whole story. And remember, in Matthew and in Mark it says that Jesus was literally going to die right there in the garden. He was at the point of death. So in Luke chapter 42 he says, well, while he's praying, saying, Father, if you be willing, remove this cup from me. Again, the cup of death. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. And then look at what happens in the very next verse. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. Jesus said that he felt like he was going to die. Then he prays to the Father to take that cup away from him. And God sends an angel, and the angel strengthens Jesus. Jesus was praying not so he won't die on the cross, because in John 12 it says that he knew he came to do that, and he said he won't pray for that. But what Jesus was praying for, Father, I feel like I'm going to die right here, right now, even before I get to the cross, before he gets arrested, before he could save the sins of the world. He's going to die right here before he accomplishes his mission. That's what Jesus was praying for. And then what did God do? God did take that cup away from him by sending an angel, and the angel strengthened him. Because Jesus felt so bad that it said that he was sweating blood drops. And that's an actual medical condition. You could pause the video and look this up. This word, I think it's pronounced hematohydrosis. And it's an actual medical condition that some people get. It's very rare. It says that when they're in extreme levels of stress, their sweat turns into blood. So let's come to the conclusion of the whole study. The fact of the matter is that it says Jesus was about to die. He says, my soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Don't overlook that where he says, I feel like I'm going to die. Because he was going to die right there before he even got to the cross. So what does he do? Then Jesus prays for help. He says, Father, take this cup away from me. And then what happens after that? God sends an angel, and an angel strengthens Jesus. In Luke 22:43, it says there appeared an angel to him from heaven, strengthening him. So Jesus wasn't backing out that he was afraid to die on the cross, because he knew he was going to do that. But it's just he had so much sorrow, so much stress on him, because he knows he's about the battle that he's about to face. And he was literally going to die right there in the garden. Now, what was he stressing out so much about? We don't know. Don't tell us. It could even be he was stressing for the people that are going to put him on the cross. Maybe he feels bad because they don't know what they're doing. They're going to sin very bad. Or it could be anything. But regardlessly, the conclusion is Jesus was about to die. He was at the point of death in the garden. Then he prays for help and says, take this cup from me. And then God sends an angel, and the angel strengthens him. So he wasn't to the point of death. And then he could finish his mission by dying on the cross. So I hope this study helped you, and I hope it clears things up. God bless.